In this video, you will learn what are regular expressions and how to use them inside JavaScript language. And the first question here is, what is regular expression at all? And actually this is an object which defines a sequence of symbols for some search pattern. And yes, I know it is really scary to hear, but here is how it looks like. As you can see, here is an example. We have some sequence of symbols. You don't know what the symbols are doing yet, but by these symbols in this text on the bottom, we can find all these words. This is it. This is exactly regular expression. So we're writing something which will find for us something inside text and do something with it. And actually what you can see here is the file regexer.com, and I really think that this is the best website to test your regular expressions and understand any of them. Now let's go to JavaScript world, how we can create regular expression inside JavaScript. And actually here I can create a new property, for example regexer, and here I can write new regexp, and inside I'm providing some string. For example, here I can write ABC, which actually means we're looking for word ABC inside our text. And actually this is our regular expression, and we can easily test it inside this website. For example, here I'm typing something, and at the end I have ABC. Now here is our expression that you can see here. We are just typing ABC and then it is found inside our string. And if we don't have ABC here, then it won't be highlighted. So we can't find any matches inside our string. Another possibility to create regular expression inside JavaScript is by using two slashes. For example, here I can just put two slashes and write ABC between them. And actually this line is exactly the same like this line. And before we will start to dive deeper inside regular expression, I must say the most important point. If you can solve your task without using of regular expressions, go for it, because your regular expressions will never be perfect. There will always be some edge cases that you can't really cover, or it takes too much time to cover them. Because searching something by pattern inside text is a difficult task, and there are lots of edge cases that you can get. This is why if you can solve something without regular expressions, maybe just splitting your string by words and then selecting every single word or what you need, it will be much easier and more stable than using regular expressions. And now let's look on three most popular functions inside JavaScript to use regular expressions. And first of all, here will be replace. Sometimes you need to replace some symbols inside a string. This is why here let's create a property result, and here we have, for example, a string foo_buzz, and we're calling here replace. And typically inside replace you will provide a search value and a replace value. And here we can look for a string like foo, and here our replace value will be test. Now let's check what we're getting inside our result. As you can see in browser, we're getting result foo_buzz, nothing was replaced, because essentially this foo string was not found inside our text. Yes, we could write it with big letter F, but just imagine that you want to make all replacements with big F and small f. And for this it is much easier to use a regular expression. We can simply provide here a regular expression, two slashes and foo text inside, and now let's reload the page. As you can see here, this word test was exactly replaced, but this foo here was not replaced, because by default all patterns inside our regular expressions validate your case. This is why here we must say ignore case, and this is exactly the flag for our regular expression. So we're putting here after the slash just I, which means ignore case, and in this case here we're replacing word test inside our string. But here you will say, okay, it doesn't make any sense, we just replaced this foo, but this foo is now back. And this is also totally fine, because by default, we're just replacing one occurrence. If we really need to replace more, then here we can just say global, and this is G. Now here I will reload the page, and we successfully replaced our two foos inside to the test. And replace was the first of three functions that you will use a lot inside JavaScript together with regular expressions. Another possibility that you might use is called split. And actually here we are getting our result and we have some string. For example, foo_buzz. And let's say that we want to split it also by word foo. And as you can see here, we have foo with big letter F and here foo with small letter f. And here we can use split, and we're not providing here a string, but we're providing exactly the same like previously here, foo, and then our two flags, global and ignore case. In this case here, as you can see in browser, we're getting such array. We have an empty string, because here we found foo just at the beginning, and this is why the first element here is empty string. Now after this we have bar with two spaces, with space after word foo and before word foo. Now here we also have another element, because here we had word foo, and here after this we have buzz. So if you want to convert your text to just an array of elements and you need some pattern inside, this is exactly the usage of regular expressions with function split. And the last function that you will use a lot is called match. And this is why here we can write foo bar foo buzz, and we're calling match on it. And actually inside we also provide a regular expression, and let's check what we're getting. I'm reloading the page and we're getting here foo and foo, which is small written. And actually it is happening because match will find all our matches inside this specific string. And here we found this match and this match. This is why here we're getting two elements back. And essentially, if we're talking about a lot of text where we're getting a lot of elements, then all elements here which are highlighted will be our elements inside this array of matched results. So now you know how inside JavaScript you can create a regular expression and what functions you can use for different cases. These are replace, split and match. Now it is time to learn some symbols that we can use inside regular expressions. And you have not a lot of symbols there by default. You can just start with 10 or so, but you really must understand them. And I will show all of them inside this editor because it is simply amazing, but this all will work just inside plain JavaScript. And the first thing that I want to show you here is called set. And set is just brackets and we have something inside. For example, we have A, B, C. And previously we provided just ABC inside our regular expression, but without brackets. And this is the difference. As you can see here, I'm typing something and I'm just typing A, and here A is highlighted. Then I have here B and B is highlighted, which actually means inside the set, every single symbol will be searched. This is why here we're not searching for ABC, we're searching for any symbols inside this set. This is why here we're searching for A, B and C. Inside set we also can use ranges, and typically we have two different types of ranges. First of all, numeric, this is just 1 to 4 for example, and then we're looking for some numbers, for example 1, 2, 3, but not 5. This is a range inside our set, and this range can be numeric and it also can be alphabetic. But here is one important trick. You can just hover here on this specific symbol, and as you can see it is highlighted exactly the rule inside regular expression. So here we can see, okay, we are talking about range and it matches a character in this range from 1 to 4. And for example, you don't know what these brackets are. You can simply highlight these brackets, and here we are getting, okay, this is character set. It matches any character in the set. And actually here on the bottom inside tools, you can also hover and you see every single rule that you are writing. This is why this tool can help you to debug regular expressions if you are taking them from internet or write them correctly on your own. So here we successfully created a range of our numbers. Now let's create a range of letters. And typically you will write something like A to Z if you need to find all letters. But here is the problem. If I will write here big letters ABC, then we won't find them. We really must provide here A to Z. And as you can see, here is the difference. Actually, this looks kind of ugly inside our set, but these are two different things. We don't have here 6 different symbols. It is not like A-Z, A-Z, and so on. We have here first range and second range. And this is what we are looking for. And you should not always use just A to Z. You can just write A to C, for example, and then we will look A, B, C, and nothing more. Another important thing is negation. Here I can just paste this negation sign and we can hover here and we see that this is a negated set. So any character which is not inside this set will be taken. And as you can see here, A, B, C are not taken, but all other stuff is taken. This is exactly what we need to do if we don't need to take something. And here typically you will write negation, for example from A to Z, or if you don't want to take any numbers, then from 0 to 9. Then we're simply ignoring all numbers, but we take everything, even dashes for example. And now we have a period, and actually dot symbol is just any character except line break. This is why we just simply take every single symbol, and this is our match. And here you think for sure, okay, but what should I do if I am looking for a dot inside my text? For example, here we have some dots and we are getting them, but I just want to get dots and not everything. And for this we must escape this symbol, just like we're doing inside programming languages. And here we have a backslash to escape this dot. In this case here it is not a special character inside regular expression, it is just a dot. This is why here we see escaped character matches a dot. Another important thing is to define the start of the string and the end of the string. And as you can see here, we can write ABC and we just find ABC everywhere. But what we can do if we just need to take something from the beginning but not from later text? And here we can just put a caret symbol, and this is the beginning of our string. And you might say, okay, but we use that like a negation, and actually this is not a negation sign. This is a negation sign only inside a set, so you must create here brackets. Then this is a negation. If it is without these brackets, then this is a sign of starting of the string. But what we can do if we need to take some string but from the end? In this case here we can just put $, after this, because we are looking for ABC, and after this we must have an end of our string. This is exactly this text at the end. Another important symbol is plus and star, and actually here we can say, for example, that we want to get symbols from 0 to 9, and here we put plus, which actually means we're looking not just for these symbols, but they can occur more than one time. I will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're getting this like one element. And just to remind you, if we will remove this plus, then we will get every single element like a match. But here we're just trying to find something, and we're finding here the sequence of our numbers. This is why plus means that we must get one or more elements, which actually means if we have 0, then we won't get it. If we're using here star, it is similar, but it is different. As you can see here, it matches 0 or more elements, which actually means if you're looking for something like ABC and then some numbers with star, this means that we can get ABC even without any numbers. But if we will put here a plus, then it won't be matched. It will be matched only when we have ABC and then some numbers. Then this is our match. After this we have a question mark, so what it does, it simply maybe. Maybe we have this symbol, maybe not. So here we are looking for ABC, but maybe C is not there. Then here we still get ABC, but here we will also get AB because C is maybe. It is also a valid pattern for us even without C. Then we have brackets. For example, we are looking for A, but we are looking for several occurrences, but we really know how many. For example, here I can say 2, 2, 3, and then it means that we must have our A 2 or 3 times, which actually means this is valid, but 4 times is not valid. As you can see, this is the match and this is the match. The next symbol is OR. For example, we are looking for AA or BB, which actually means here we found AA, here AA, but also we might look for BB, which actually means you must use this symbol if you're looking for different occurrences in the text, which you can't cover with just a single regular expression. And the last symbol here is the most important. It is called grouping, which actually means here we can write some logic. For example, here we are looking for ABC, but here we are writing group. And for group we are using round brackets. Most importantly here, this is not only a match, but it is also a group, which actually means you can have matches inside your search, but also inside these matches you can find more specific groups. For example, let's write here A, ABC, and then we are looking for this match. This is a match, but inside this match we have a group ABC, and this is crucial when you want to be more specific. And I understand that this is a lot of symbols and it is difficult to remember. No worries, here are some examples so you can look on practice how we can use them, and with time you will learn all of them. So the first example here is the most popular usage of regular expressions, and this is parsing of the email. And actually it is extremely difficult to implement this. This is why there is no a perfect regular expression which exists to parse emails. And typically you don't need to do that at all. You need to use validation of the emails just to highlight users that their email is not valid. This is not to really force the super valid emails inside your systems. This is why here we must write as easy as possible regular expressions to check if this string is really a valid email. And typically here, first of all, we can split our logic inside 3 different sections. We know that here in the first section we can have numbers or letters, then we have an @ symbol, then we also have numbers or letters, dot, and then 2 or 3 symbols. This is why here what we can write, we are looking for the first set. This is our first section. And here we say, okay, it can be A to Z, but also it can be 0 to 9. And as you can see here, we found really a lot. But after this, we can simply put @ sign. And this is what we found here. We found here just G and then @ because here we are looking for this specific one character. We don't need here one character, we need all of them. This is why here we can put plus, so we need at least one or more. This is why this first part is highlighted. Now we have our @ symbol. After this we have exactly the same, we are looking just for numbers or letters. This is why here AZ and 09. As you can see, exactly like in the beginning, we must put here a plus sign to get everything until our dot. And now here we have a dot. We can put just here a dot, but to validate this dot, because this dot here matches any symbol, we must escape it. This is why here we're using backslash and it matches the dot. And after this we know we have just letters of our domain and it can be 2 or 3. This is why here we can write that it is A to Z, but here we're saying the range 2 or 3 symbols, and it is completely valid email. Now let's check if this is invalid email. If we simply type something here, then it is invalid. If we type something here, then @ and then just some text, it is also invalid. Only when we are hitting here dot and then more than one symbol, then it is valid. If we have here more than 3 symbols, then we simply pick only 3 symbols. Another task here that we must solve is validating of the phone number, and this is how it must look like. So here we have 3 digits, then dash, then 3 more digits, dash, and then 4 digits. And you already know how to do that. First of all, we are just looking for digits. This is why 0 to 9 with plus, because we have more than one of them. After this, we have a dash symbol, and we have again here 0 to 9. And after this, we have dash and 4 more symbols. This is why 0 to 9, but also with plus. And we missed here plus in the second section. But here is the problem. This is completely valid, but also this amount of symbols is also valid. This is wrong. This is why here what we can do, we can write how many symbols we need. In this case here we can write that we need just 3 symbols and then this part is valid. And we can do exactly the same here. We know that we need 3 symbols and here we need 4 symbols. And now only if we will change it like this is a valid match. And actually here we can write this code a little bit differently because we have aliases inside regular expressions. And actually this is totally fine what we wrote, but instead of 09 here, we can write it like /d. And as you can see, this is exactly the same. Why is that? Because as you can see here, /d matches any digit character. So this is 0 to 9, which actually means /d, and this construction with set 09 is exactly the same. And we have a lot of aliases inside regular expressions, but I really want to show you only useful aliases. So we have here /d, but we can also use negation here. In this case here I will use / and big D. In this case here we're looking for any characters which are not digit characters. And exactly the same we have if you need numbers and letters. We have here /w, then we're getting everything here and also letters, because these are all alphanumeric characters. If you need here to negate this, you can simply write big W. In this case here we just get dashes and not all other stuff. And the last useful alias is /s. Actually, with it we're looking for any white space characters, like for example spaces, tabs, or new lines. If you need to negate this, then here you can use big S, and then you are getting everything except of spaces. And sometimes it's really difficult to read regular expressions because this is just a sequence of symbols and it may be really difficult to understand it. This is why you just need practice. And here for you I want to show something a little bit more difficult. As you can see here, this is a regular expression and we must understand what it does. And actually this tool here can help a lot for us to understand even if we don't know some symbols. So here, first of all, we have a beginning. We already know this symbol, so this is the beginning of our line. After this, we have non-capturing group. We don't know at all what is non-capturing group. This is totally fine. As you can see here, we are creating a group together without creating a group. Okay, we don't understand it completely, but we can live with that. After this, we see this digit, which matches any digit character. And here we just have 3-digit character, and after this we have an alternation, which means this is OR, then we're escaping here a bracket, then we have digits again, and then we have 3 again. And after this we also have round brackets, which actually means here we can already understand what it is about. We have here a digit and it must be 3 digits. So this is what we are writing. And here we have an alternation. Alternation we won't test yet because we really just need to understand what it is about and create a correct string here. Then we will talk about alternation. So this was the first part. After this, as you can see, we have one more group. This is a group where inside we have a character, which can be any character, dash, escaped slash, or dot, which actually means here we can put, for example, a dash. After this we have again digits from 0 to 9 and we must have 3 of them. This is why here let's put 3 digits. And here we have one more thing which might be not clear because we didn't use it yet. Here we have numeric reference matches the results of capture group 1, which actually means we can scroll here and find capturing group 1. And this is exactly what we are looking at. This is the group of dash, slash, or dot. This is why here we can put this symbol again. Here is dash, and here we are coming to the end. This is just digits of 4. And then here we can just write 4 numbers, and this is the end symbol. This is exactly the string that we were looking at. Now we simply need to understand the alteration part. So here on the top we had this alteration, and here we have escaped characters, which actually means this is this first part, and here we just put brackets on the beginning and on the end. This means that here we can write brackets additionally, and the string will still be valid. Which actually means we can understand, okay, this is the regular expression to write and validate phone number. And actually, if you're interested to learn how to clone objects correctly inside JavaScript, make sure to check this video also.